afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike Defender over the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Semoisky Winter. The setting is 1944 December. The Battle of the Ardennes is in full swing, and it is somewhere there around Luxembourg, the village of Saint Baguette. I don't know if there's a village called that, but it's got a village now called Saint Baguette. The British have managed to secure the village during the late evening prior, and now in the morning the 12th SS has been ordered by Führer's Walter Model to retake it no matter the cost. We got here Overwatch Doctrine for Angreifen leading ahead here for the German army with double Sturmpioneers. Hello. That's definitely a rare opening to see for a normal combat player, though it's one I personally prefer. Personally, if you know how to use your Sturmpioneers, they can be quite effective. I do feel like a lot of War Combat players, I feel, underestimate the power of the Sturmpioneers when used properly. They're almost on the level of Panzer Grenadiers, obviously less effective at sort of medium range, but still, used properly they can be quite devastating. Opposing will be Væringjar, fighting for King Crown to the Commonwealth, the 52nd Infantry Division. After a night of hard fighting, clearing up houses and whatnot, they thought they could get a night on some respite the day after, but there was no hope there as the Hun counter-attacked. Sturmpioneer are leading the way here with Volkers following up there for Angreifen. Swiftly securing points, wiring off entrances. Of course, I always find it funny that for years people tried to figure out how to, and then you have to like do it like this to basically block an entrance. It's sort of the holy grail due to the way, again, houses are just an utter pain in the ass to deal with. So it sort of led to this sort of really weird sort of just thing. So fun note, their Sturmpioneer can't section here came close enough there without getting too much fire. They can generally win the fight here. And there we go, section should overall lose now to the Sturmpioneer unless Angreifen keeps moving about, allowing himself to take a lot of unnecessary hits, like for example crossing over the road into negative cover. Like had he just stood about, they probably could have beaten the Sturmpioneers easily, so I feel like that was a bit of a weird choice there by Angreifen. He might have been hearing the Universal in the distance and feared he couldn't be able to do the job before they arrived, but I don't know, I think he'd been off just trying to kill them while he had the chance. They're up close. Other Sturmpioneer squad they're moving about here, sweeping up behind, going for the calf points. Some, I think, very nice sort of tactical thinking there by Angreifen. Okay, and following up to you with it. Universal carry, very much a common response, though. With two Sturmpioneer squads, theoretically, if we were to put them together in one spot, he could also take them about without needing that. But obviously, that required both Sturmpioneer squads being in the same place, and that might be what Angreifen's looking for. So there you go, hitting the calf point there, pretty much denying Væringjar their access to this fuel point. Very nice move here. Raketnev out. Again, sort of, I really like this sort of style of flanking. Again, it's really, displays some deeper insight into how to maneuver on the battlefield. It's also, even if he's going for it, at least he's playing it a lot more differently than I think most players would do if they played North Semoisky. And even then again, there was efforts here in the West as well. Sturmpioneers reinforcing. More Fult's going to do on the way there. A third Sturmpioneer squad, in a lot of cases, unless you're really confident about it, is generally not something I recommend. But two Sturmpioneer squads properly utilised can be quite potent. Also quite fun. It gives you a lot more firepower in the early game, which can surprise a lot of players. We got Mines, and again, he's playing sort of really aggressive. There's a lot of sort of, I would almost say, fiendish movement here by Angreifen, the way he moves his units about there. Again, he's sort of just infiltrating, looking around there. So that's very fun. So like Kedner from the fuel point, though, he might actually be a bit too close. There's like, in this case, Væringjar can actually see where it is, but there you go. He used the Sturmpioneers on the victory point. Almost, I'm not entirely actually entered to lure in the Universal can destroy it, but if he did, that was pretty damn clever. Either way, mines down, then salvages for 5 fuel. That was overall a very good exchange there for Angreifen. I mean, it's like getting it for now, won't be doing much, but even then, that was pretty clever. Though it will see usage as Væringjar commits to the second Universal carrier, having gone for 4 infantry sections. So this is already turning out to be a very interesting and slightly atypical match. There's Angreifen is. What is he? He was trying to block in the section. As you can see, they couldn't quite see. They'd have to sort of angle the house, everything. But like, if he didn't, he'd technically be able to block them in with the sandbags. The cheeky bastard. Oi, what are those hands doing? I think they're throwing down sandbags in front of the door. Oh, good lord! Don't. Oh, good lord! They can't see. Thank the heavens. Would have been terrible though. Why didn't we drop out the windows? We don't do that. Canadian rules. Last time someone crossed those, bad things happened. So more Fulks on the way there for Angreifen. So triple Fulks Grenadiers, two Sturmpioneer squads like Ken 4 taking out. I mean, definitely atypical force composition, but again, any force composition that involves more than one Sturm Pioneer squad usually has my attention, because at least that's something pretty interesting and not just the usual spam full scanners and then either go for a flak half track or looks. So it indicates a bit more personality and flavour. And I like players with personality. I like players who can, you know, dare to stand out. And Angreifen is definitely a player who dares to stand out. He may, perhaps not in the same, you know, extravagant way of Twisted Tootsie or Red Wings, but he stands out. Sometimes they're good though, sometimes they're bad. I mean, you can also play sometimes, I would say, rather uninspired. He makes some really weird moves as he sticks to something incredibly stubborn. When he does something like this, he becomes a lot more interesting, a lot more worthwhile to cover, because again, he's just veering off from the usual Overcommand game, meta game. I would say it's doing a reasonably good job, and see there Væringjar striking hard back with a lot of sections. But I think a key element here is how Angreifen is not necessarily always looking to seek an engagement with the Væringjar. He's just outmaneuvering, just sneaking about there, cutting off territory, and outmaneuvering him in a lot of situations that way, trying to establish more favourable engagements down the road. Though of course, he's struggling there to deny fuel point, that's allowing here Væringjar to pull ahead. So that's a bit of an issue here. Still, it's very nice to hear what Angreifen is doing. Got the wasp out here for Væringjar, burning through, cutting off several points behind the enemy lines. With the Sturmpioneer, no mines. You might actually need to consider some Panzer section of the Sturmpioneer squad here, since he is a bit short then the ways of dealing with the Universe Cannon and Armored Car. That consistently. And there you go, Flair's going. So it's gone for Overwatch. Another, shall we say, rather rare choice in terms of doctrine from an Oberkommando player. It doesn't really see a lot of usage, but I mean, we'll have to see how much it makes use of. I mean, there's certainly the early warning ability, which of course is nice, and the forward receivers, but still, this is not your usual fight. We got the AC on the way there for Væringjar. Goes so far, I would say, there with Royal Artillery Tactical Support and Rolling. It's actually not even that fully typical. I mean, these are actually, I would say, much more typical choices from Brit players as well. So, I mean, both players at least there is not quite playing fully by the meta, though sort of force composition wise is much more common compared to Angreifen's double Sturm Pioneers. Got the wasp there, hot on the heels of the Sturmpioneer. There we go, force retreat, just retreating here. He knows he can't get away, he's just going to lose men. So rather than trying to, basically waste his men, he's just going to try and preserve the manpower, get them back, get them healed. Overall, I'd say that's a very good decision there by Angreifen. MD-34 on the way there, but he needs to sort of fight for the fuel points there. In this regard, while his play sort of allows him to sweep a button, hit Væringjar from here and there, it doesn't necessarily excel at actually holding territory. That has slowed down his opponent's fuel income a bit, though sadly it's not equalised Væringjar's fuel income with Angreifen, unfortunately for him. But MD-34 almost done. Up north here, we've got the Sturm Pioneers of the section. Up close, the Sturm Pioneers hands down beat the infantry section easily. I mean, generally most assault rifle equipped infantry will beat a basic infantry unit, infantry section, rifle counter, whatever, hands down. So, little fun fact there. That applies to Panzer Grenadiers, Sturm Pioneers, Stormtroopers with assault rifles, Orbs along with assault rifles, just basic units not upgraded, easy meat. As of course they get more upgraded, things get a bit trickier. Up here they're trying to fall back. Ooh, it's got another set of mines there. This time the section moves ahead first. Oh, there we go. 2 kills on the flare. And apparently got a double flare out of this one. Interesting. Now being the mine, this sort of slightly caused something to happen there either way though. AC striking about, like Kedon from up, grabbing the fuel point in the south, get the other fuel being hit, so as he draws the attention towards the west there, he managed to make several strikes. There he goes, section being flanked with the Sturm Pioneers, pushing forward to the assault rifles, tearing into the section, forcing retreat there, very nice attack there by Angreifen. Troops are healing, well, none actually healing, there's the medics standing about, maybe enjoying themselves a nice cup of Ersatz Cafe. Væringjar with the section bolstered up, making them much more dangerous here for Angreifen's forces to deal with. You see if I can nothing about, and down here we got the double section, we're getting the one full to the squad, but like the machine gun, he's going to stand no chance then holding them off for much longer. They already put Dietrich Folstedt about, and the next one Folstedt as well here very quickly, in part because they're exposed there. And he's lost Raketnaf already, not being able to destroy the AC or the Universal Care with it. Very unfortunately for Angreifen. Great though for Væringjar, great. He's in fact going to steal it. which is going to be pretty bad here for Angreifen. I mean, he's going here for a pancake and the Sturm punch. There we go. Lands a nice hit on the Sturm, or the universe carrier there. And another wipe here. Angreifen is having a very rough development here. Lost to the Kednerf, which is just stolen by his opponent. It will be stolen. And lost at full screen to sport. Those are getting some losses. There you go. Might be able to get a wipe here. Maybe. No. No. They're just not quite landing that series of hits. The retreat bonuses basically negate most of the Sturm Party's damage in this case, unfortunately, for Angreifen. Great though for Væringjar. Great for him. Back here, healing enforcement going on. A Kedner over there making his way back. So what will Angreifen do next here? How will he try to turn this around? He got the Kedner effect. Mine's being attempted there, but he's caught by two double sections. Then again, fully bolstered, the Sturm Parties need to fall back. Like, he'd need two Sturm Party squads to have a chance here, and it has to be sort of catch them at the right distance. At max range, the Sturm Parties don't stand a snowball's chance in hell. Now they can with the help deal with the vehicles. Basically using the Distort to lay down mines. He's probably hoping to catch something that's slowed down. Væringjar maybe trying to catch a light vehicle destroyed. So a possibility that could be going through Angreifen's mind, as Væringjar sort of just going for the sniper here. He's yet to commit to a doctrine though. Pushing it with the Sturm Pioneers. More footgun is here for Angreifen. Section running up. I mean, we can catch them sort of roughly as you'd like for a chance. There we go, he's going in there. Two Sturm Pioneer squads should roughly have enough weapons. I deal with the section they go up close. The negative car in particular. This section is being absolutely demolished by the Sturm Pioneers. Almost getting a wipe here. Certainly displays that Væringjar perhaps getting a bit too overconfident, too cocky versus Angreifen, and Angreifen more than happy to punish him for it. Fresh push here with a lot of full scundies, noting none have been upgraded as of yet with assault rifles. Wouldn't be a bad choice to do with all these sections. Would give his full scundies just a bit more bite versus them. Another option here to consider a flak half track, but he might be aware that Væringjar's already pushing for medium tanks, in which case just getting more like him up trying to take out faster would be the better decision here. There you go again. He's trying it again. He's trying it again. He's trying to block them out. He's trying to basically get a wipe this way. Oh, this time they've managed to basically create an enclosure where they can't get out from. Angreifen, you. Oh, there you go. Go away. That was a very, very dirty move there by Angreifen. Very dirty move. MD-34 Vickers on the way there for Væringjar to help deal with all of Angreifen's infantry. Interesting choice at this stage, but not a bad one. It's a bit funny first go, so now we got a few artillery upgrades there for the section to call in. Oh, AC moving down the road, and Wasp heading first. No minesweepers nearby, and almost got it if you can just, spot it and deal with it. But the question is, can he? The Wasp is going to get out of there. The Wasp is going to get out. Shame there for Angreifen. Being able to destroy it would have been quite helpful for him. Up here, healing enforcement. Another track out. That's going to be the Schwerpanzer quarters. I imagine here for Angreifen and the 12th SS Panzerdivision Hitlerjugend. Baker's been carted up, Wasp they're falling back under threat from the hands. And the AC is blasting with a few upon their big score, but the section, flares going off. Still no doctrinal choice there from Væringjar. And there go, quick hit there from a Kedner on the AC. But the section is flanking up behind. We can't quite pop into the house easily, so that gives Angreifen there some security in a sense. It looks like it's going to try and set up the Schwerpanzer quarter around here, rather bold setup, although of course Fort receives it about their bunch. Might be a bit too exposed in some ways, we'll see what it ends up with. Sturm Panzers moving in, a truck pushing them about, making it harder for the section to actually line up and shoot, forcing a full retreat there from Væringjar rather than risk, suffering heavy losses and feeding his Angreifen's Sturm Pioneers a lot of experience. That would be rather unfortunate for Væringjar, but great for Angreifen though. Southern points being scored again, sandbags up, going here for the southern points as well. I like that Angreifen is not neglecting like these parts and that, because they usually tend to be what a lot of players neglect, but Angreifen I think is again displaying some very good tactical field sense here against the opponent. So many flares going off, that's 3 flares. Otto, why do you keep rigging sand point with all these flares? Well, I never got to use fireworks as a kid, so I just use this point as my little fireworks point. Oh, god damn it, Jürgen. You're 55 years old. Grow up. MG34 moving up, Sturm Pioneers nearby. And we got here for the Fatherland Colt N, boosting his men's defensive firepower. Not a bad move at all, as long as he's within his own territory. Also makes him a bit more lethal than a lot of other ways. So nice to see that ability used again. It's an ability which I like. And when most players go for this doctrine, they never use it. So it's great to see someone actually use it. And he got the Wasp, finally lit it on fire, causing a massive fireball to appear. Sturm Pass pushed out, MG4 sitting up there. Section with Bren gun fire. This is actually pretty rare. Most British players nowadays, you know, since the section really didn't get nerfed, don't still bother with the Bren gun, though Væringjar here clearly, I think, has a bit more foresight, possibly due to the presence of a lot of Sturm Pioneers who's sort of realising, hold up, I might have to go for something with a bit more firepower to keep those Jerrys at pace. Distance, you know. Yes, we heard you, Terrence, we heard you. Now just grab the Bren gun and shoot them. Stop talking about shooting, just do it. Also got some assault rifles. We got orbitals on here for Angreifen. I mean, obviously with all the British infantry out there, some orbitals could do good work. We got take up there for Væringjar, and we got the light infantry gun as well here to blast some of those Tommies into the ground. British sniper there with 2 kills so far. Back here healing and forcing. Orbitals lad moving in, sniper they're getting some kills on the MG34. Poor Fritz, slumped dead in the living room. My god, Fritz! The butler did it! Nein, it was a British sniper. We're not here to play board games, you Dummkopf. Flares going off, certainly helps the Scrap Punch Balls actually start the target and deal with it, suppressing both sections, at least soon enough. And we got the Orbital down here with the Kar-90Ks, getting some very good hits. Oh, wrong side of the cover there against the Orbital. Night Infantry gun also ending some stuff. Then we got a crumb on the way here for Væringjar. Not quite enough munition for the LMG-34, and there goes section of post. Far up north, Sturm Pioneers moving in as the smaller detachment there. So Folks was launching more head-on assault for the fuel point, noting a lot of sandbags. There we go, British sniper trying to line up with hit then any of the Germans, like shooting fish in a barrel. For the sniper anyway. Section there taking heavy damage. The Folks will push in from the north. You got the AC acting as a backbone. Vickers moving up, trying to sort of set up an angle that can sufficiently, I think, thwart Angreifen short, but he's always splitting up sections in such a broad manner that the Vickers machine gun is just not going to be sufficient here, in particular due to the way the terrain is. So we can see one section of squad falls back, and the other one only managed to barely make it into cover. Still, aggressive harassment up north there, sneaking about. Orbison could try and flank through the south here and sort of get into the church, opening up on the troops there from it, but no, instead takes the other way around. He might have been worried about mines or something, you know, threatening up there maybe. Line to gun there, successfully pushes back the Vickers machine gun. Sturm Pioneers flank from the north also helps him there. Go Cromwell out. And goes straight for the jugular there, begins to run over the Germans, who are quite astonished by that move. Back here, reinforcement, all came out for the Angreifen. Could be he's planning a Jagdpanzer maybe, or Panzer 4, even a Panther here. The double Kedden has a plus with Panther Quid alarm to store for Panther here versus Væringjar. And the 52nd Infantry Division, who is yet to go for Doctrine. Again, we got Royal Artillery Tactical Support and Royal Engineers. I mean, these two certainly stand out a lot more. Even Royal Artillery is pretty rare. But I've seen him, so I mean, it's certainly interesting what the devil Væringjar is planning. I mean, they can't really say. I mean, could be Royal Engineers, could be these. I mean, both of these, for example, have designate command vehicle, so it might be he actually wants to use that. But there you go, to the firing down the church, 25-pounder gun shells hurtling through the air, shouting against the wooden sides of the church of Saint Baguette. Mines being attempted here, Forces moving in to back up the orbital downward, taking quite some punishing fire from all the Brits. And their AEC Mark III. And there you go, the church finally gives up, crumbles beneath shattering artillery fire. Back here, healing enforcement. As the assault in the centre continues here. Far up north, their push for the fuel point is quickly thwarted by Sturm. Wait, where did the rest of the guys go? What are you doing all the way up there? Idiots. There we go, the Camel has a good hit, then the AC is going to have to fall back with the smoke screen. There we go, focus in the centre without cover. Easy target of the Bren gun wielding section, just laying down a storm of fire, a fusillade, which they will not forget if they survive, that is. In the northern field, they've got a full squad to try and put a stop to that. Flares going off constantly here. And we got a Panzer IV there for Angreifen and the 12th SS. Ooh, almost got a section there, but getting a flank in there. We got Banhan going off, lights the foyer on fire. Possibly the kitchen. A handful of the Panzer Fausting for little purpose. Back here, healing reinforcement. Orbital back in action already. Section there exposed, and we finally got a doctor. It is Royal Engineer Regiment. Haven't seen that one in quite a bit. And wow, we actually get a command AC? That's outstanding. That is outstanding. You just don't see command vehicles at all after, you know, repeated nerfs because just used for blobbing and other fun things. But then he clearly believes in the power of well-handled command vehicles, and he can say, you know, be quite effective. So this is very interesting to note there. Plus we used to just spam vehicle air support. That was silly. Cromwell successfully escapes see the wrath of the Huns, at least for now. Sniper creeping up there, quickly peeking us out around the corner, and then deciding he just wants to go all in. Panzer IV there running for Angreifen. Pin up machine being added. Sniper found by Kedner for section pulling ahead.
That's right to take it.
And a bang grenade goes off. Smoke screen off to help Cromwell time to escape the chem salvage rushing in. Very good work. Flares off. Orbital almost swapped out. He's using the pen to buy time. Pretty risky there, but there you go. There we go. Mines off in the section. Sniper about here. Further push a hit there, but yeah, AC's just hanging back. Should at least try to keep them some kind of nominal distance. But then again, maybe should be pulling back as the Panzer IV now is engaging. The AC does suffer some penalty itself, but there you go, using its ability to use to try and, you know, slow down the tank. Maybe you can immobilize it. But as you might notice again, its rate of fire is just so slow, so it can't really use the ability efficiently. Quickly pulls back there though.
6-pounder anti-tank gun finished.
And the Cromwell there stands no chance. Ooh, almost got the stab as well there, fully. Several though caught in the explosion, and there you go, full wipe. Pretty good hit there for Angreifen. Væringjar's lines crumble here under the might of the Panzer IV as he had initially sent the Cromwell way too far ahead with no support. Leaving him quite vulnerable to an enemy tank, which Angreifen was more than happy to exploit. And we can see the Væringjar's now pulling up several anti-tank guns now. As he's clearly looking to stall and buy time. Probably not going to go for another Cromwell. Firefly could be an idea. Check for Comet or Churchill could be an idea. And there's theoretically the Aviary, though we haven't really seen much of those in ages either. Back here, the healing reinforcement snipers sort of just skirmishing about there, looking to pick off the random German from left and right. Okay, maybe they're still abandoned, by the way. Picked up other one recruit here by Angreifen, and this is German army. We can see Panzer IV is basically wrecking the wall, so he's basically looking to deny cover here to Væringjar. He attacks into the village centre, of course it denies cover to him as well, but he's probably thinking he doesn't want to defend from here as well, so he just wants to make it harder for Væringjar to push ahead. And further there, clearing up lines of fire for the house. Very nice work there. Basically using his Panzer IV here as an engineering vehicle. Improvised, of course.
We're losing a capture point.
Section moving up here up north, focus grabbing points. There you go, got the section finally at the orbital garden. But again, no cover. Again, this is basically where the Panzer IV move pays off. This orbital here now in a very strong position in this area because there's no real cover for the section to hide behind. Actually, really, you know, giving them an edge there. It's very nice work there. Now shutting up here, opening up another path if necessary, and I think that's less intentional though. I think that is less intentional. I might be wrong though. I might be wrong, but I think it is less intentional. push up here towards the field point, quickly recapturing it from the Tommies. As Væringjar then makes the push here for the centre. Though again, with less go about, it's going to be a bit trickier for Væringjar to make the progress he wants to. And again, the question is also what he's planning. Is he going for the AVRE there? Looks like he's not.
The capture point is being overrun.
Pushing for the house to section, getting some good hits on the Volksgrenadiers. He could maybe consider some grenades. Flank here for the other Volkskorps, catching the crossfire. Nice work here by Væringjar. Turn the tips down Angreifen. Sniper barely escapes the wrath of the Panther. Well, there you go. Double anti-tank gun plus the AC and everything else. Just firing at the Panther. Almost taken out, and he gets it. Better loss there for Angreifen. And then follows up with the ADRE. That's going to be quite unpleasant there for Angreifen. The Væringjar in this case, Angreifen could actually go for a Panther right now. It'd be a pretty good counter for the AVRE. One is Hobart's Funnies, which is basically a series of specialist tanks made for the invasion of Normandy. Also moving ahead, forces supporting. Going for the anti-tank guns, those wretched bastards.
Threatening a capture point.
Probably got the A moving ahead here. Swiftly as it can. Oh, he's going to go for the orbital dart, and oh, that was lucky for Angreifen.
We've lost an anti-tank gun.
Less lucky there for Fritz, but you know, details, details. Damaging in the AC, so what is Angreifen going for? He's not going for the Panther, he's not right away.
Enemy causing trouble.
Could he be planning a King Tiger? That'd be a interesting move. He'd have to go for the Mechanized Regiment first,
Enemy cut our supply line.
which only give the AV more time to blow up all of his stuff, so I'm not entirely sure I'd recommend it. But there you go, so I'm take what's in there, the AVRE. Causing quite a bit of havoc. They can't really stick around for too long. The AVRE can soon fire again. No, he does go for the Panther. The Panther can fire 5. Deciding that sterner stuff is needed versus this monstrosity. There you go. Oh! Væringjar here wasn't quite paying attention. House shatters, but the Sturmpaniers do survive. And he can then begin shooting at it again. Another good hit here from the Raketenpanzerbüchse. And far up north of this section, hitting the fuel point again. Oh dear. Trying to stall the Kidnap, a very good decision there. You can see that Væringjar is not, but there you go, does successfully push back like Kidnap as Angreifen to realise he just has to retreat. He also got mines down. He's really doing a lot of mining here versus Væringjar, which is very nice to see. Oh no! Oh no! Angreifen! Nein! Scheiße! He wasn't realising he set up the mine right in front of a machine gun. That was a death sentence. His men dutifully carried out, the monster. In the south here, full to push back the sappers there. Cruel hand-to-hand fighting. And here we got the orbital, and they're finally whittling down the section, and the Panther has finally arrived here for the German army. Galvanizing Angreifen's efforts in the sector to reclaim the village of Saint Baguette. Anyways, Panther moving out, the pinlock machine gun being added. Very good, very good. Grab the southern points here. Also very good. Big 2 points wise. Væringjar has a tiny, minuscule lead here on Angreifen. Panther, there we go. As soon as it moves through the hedgerows, is immediately countered by Ken and just quickly falls back. There's 2 penetrating hits there, a bit unpleasant. Plus the loss of Sturmpanier squads is a bit unfortunate as well. So again, 2 Sturmpanier squads will be very helpful in repairing his Panther. He can go for another one he wants to. He could also just go for more orbital darting, which wouldn't be bad either. AVRE being repaired. AC command car there awaiting repairs. I gotta imagine it's gotta be pretty cramped with all the command equipment inside the AC, which is usually an issue with a lot of other equipment. For some of the Command Panther had to have its cracked machine gun removed to make room for all the radio equipment. And the Panther was actually pretty difficult to modify a Command Panther tank to be a command tank. In fact, the proposed Model F, which again might have seen very few numbers, but probably not, apparently one of the advantage of the Model F, and which was basically just the turret, was that it was much easier to make a command tank out of that turret than for the current you know, Panther turret there. So fun facts. Up north section being hit with double Brennans. Vultures they're holding up, but they're a bit exposed. Jürgen there sticking his fat head out too far. Ooh, Panther catching the sniper here out in the open, almost wiping the poor sod out. But he does escape though with the numerous bullets in his backside. There we go, direct hit on the machine gunner with the main gun, I think, actually, the Panther, quite impressive. The Kedma was waiting there with the light infantry gun. We see moving it to boost the troops. Churchill moving it OS side supported by Kedma of the section. Moving in, the Panther do with it. We got an AC opening up in the Panther, and ooh, I see hit it. Pull back with the Panther. Oh, shice, he actually took the hit head on. Might have been a misclick, might have been pathing issues or something else. A command delay. Either way, Panther's taking some serious damage. Need to fall back with that Panther. Schnell. It would be a huge loss for Angreifen to lose his Panther right here and then. Certainly a big win there for Væringjar. And the Southeast Sturmpans push back the section. Big push here through the centre again. He makes efforts there as he's trying to push northwards there. The could be very well that the centre attack here is actually a diversion of draw attention away from Angreifen and then hit the fuel point more easily. Or maybe this is his main effort. And even then, it doesn't seem like it since he's not bringing in the tank to support it or even the AC to be closer to attack to boost the troops properly. So it's hard to say exactly what the plan is for this, except maybe grab the victory point if he's lucky. But there you go, the section inside the house proves to be sufficient enough to collapse. Angreifen defense again in the northern fuel point as well. And the AV rules force well. And we got more Sturm Pioneers if Angreifen don't repair the Panther, since that's a very good idea. That Panther's going to need some serious repairs. AV rolling through the village ruins. Straight into mine. Straight into the Spare Punch towards Panther moving up, but it's low in health. Don't get too close, Angreifen. No! Oh god! He was trying probably to take out the Shroud Panzer quarters, but he moved the Panther straight into the line of fire. Just oh god, Angreifen, that wasn't good. Like, had he taken any other path, he probably would have lost the Panther, but he had to go straight at the AVRE, knowing it would likely be firing there. That was a really bad call there. That was a really bad call. He might be able to get the AVRE though, which I suppose is something, but I don't think that was worth a Panther though. I do not think that was worth a Panther at all. Also looks like he's actually gone for hammer attacks in the meanwhile. Might be planning a Comet here, which definitely isn't a bad choice at all. But you might be careful there with the AC command tank. Or command car.
Losing a capture point.
There we go, Panther first off. On the bright side, Angreifen can replace the Panther soon, or he could try and go for a King Tiger. It looks like he's going up the AC there, he's going to lose it. And down he goes. Too slow to pull it back in the first place. And punish back here, healing and force on the Væringjar as he prepares for the next push. Meanwhile, he might, if he's planning for the Comet, he's going to of course have to stall Angreifen until then. So I'm interested to see how he does that. Plus, fuel wise, I mean, Angreifen just in building control of the fuel points. Oh! Sniper went down. I think it's a light infantry gun hit. No. Was it a mine? You can't mine on the ice, so. Was it a mine? I mean, the way the explosion looks like, it could have been a mine, I guess. Alright. He's dead, that's for sure. He's dead. But he's going for replacements now over there. Væringjar obviously wants someone to just poke the heads off the Germans if possible. Interesting enough, Væringjar compared to Angreifen has been quite as aggressive on the map and just trying to flank. I mean, for example, these 2 points have been very much safe from any Væringjar's move compared to the Angreifen's pretty much touched every point on the map. Kindesling, I would say, much more aggressive mind and also just, you know, better grasp of the battlefield. Section's anything about here. Folks, they're pushing it. We got mines down there for Væringjar. Not bad spot at all. Grenade to be nice. Regular grenade to this, not the gammon bomb. Oh, he does go for it anyways, though, as you might notice, a bit of a short throwing range. Doesn't really do much for him except create cover there. He doesn't really need it. Sniper there with 2 kills so far. Landing some hits to Angreifen. Is he actually going for the King Tiger now? Because he could easily have gone for a Panther like minutes ago. Easily, I mean, at this stage, you could probably get away with going for 2 Panzer IVs. So, I mean, a King Tiger would be the most likely bid here. Königstiger. Mine's going off there. Tommy's taking losses. Whoa, he's going straight into the base. Not entirely sure what I'm going for. Oh, he does go for a Panther in the end. He does go for another Panzerkampfwagen 5. Hopefully not exposing it to needless fire. And straight into an ADRE again. That was just, oh dear, not good. Reinforcement healing here. Section holded by the Schwerpanzer Cordis, 13 on the flank, just chewing apart the British infantry. Worth noting, Væringjar hasn't considered a single sabre section, maybe with some flamethrowers to help burn out some of Angreifen's units from time to time. Sturm Pioneers, no fighters got sappers moving in. Panther almost done. 6 Panther gun moving up. We got the Vickers ready as well. Academy ever creeping forwards. Right under the nose, they're just grabbing it. So stupid Tommies, they can't see us. Shut up. They might not see us, but they could hear us. Section moving up the sniper support. They've just full collapse with the Sturm Pioneers. Up north, grabbing hit the sandbags down. Very good, very good. Then we got the section covering the Koch point. And there goes second Panther out. Another pinlock machine gun. Væringjar here. Can go for the ADRE. It could go for a Comet soon. Shall see what it ends up with. Vickers firing where they go. Flare off. Section they repulsed. Vickers standing about, Academy they're covering up as well. Victory points wise, it's actually still pretty damn close between these two. They really haven't let the other player gain a big lead over the other one in terms of victory points. And there you go, Væringjar is going for the Comet. The British premium medium tank. Panther rolling back to a safer position. Of north, some large skirmishing in between Væringjar and Angreifen. I would say not very coherent sort of engagement in between the two. Comet halfway done. Panther is, I'm not entirely sure what Angreifen is planning with it. He might try to be taking a longer path here to avoid getting caught here. I mean, he's probably maybe trying to avoid what happened with the first Panther, you know, playing a bit more cautiously, using its range to better advantage rather than just, you know, trying to bash, you know, doors in with it. We've got a grenade here, artillery called in on the ice. Comet just about done there for Væringjar. And there we go. Section pushing ahead, we got the Kevin hanging back. There we go. Ice shattering. Water all over the place. Panther pushes back to section 2. Sturm Pioneers nearby. Snipers snapping away. No chance of getting them. And we got the Comet there running with its 70mm gun, also known as a just short and 17-pounder gun, but called 70mm to avoid logistical issues. Panther rates a check on the British armour. Direct hit there from the 75mm high velocity gun on the Comet. The Kevin lands a good hit, but there you go. Comet is taking a lot of hits into fall back now. There's a lot of Kevins that are waiting on the flanks as well. Almost taking out their Væringjar's Comet in a matter of seconds. He does get one more Kevin, which is good for him. So that was not a very favourable engagement there for Væringjar. Just the sheer number of anti-tank weapons did not do him any benefits. Panther with 2 kills so far. And a mine goes off. They're finding the full flanking the 6-pounder gun. He's going to need some cover there, and soon. Otherwise, that 6-pounder gun is going to be a German pack in a few moments. Orbital in there, swinging the way through, gutting British left and right. And there we go. We got a blend curve to make it hard for the 6 to find. That is a really good throw there. Basically, they have to go through. They have to take a longer route, which gives the Orbital more time to just do whatever they want and for him to bring up reinforcements. Oh my goodness! He's actually moving through it. And he pops a bomb grenades when he sees it, trying to catch him. Didn't work out there. Poor throw destroys the 6-pounder gun still. That was a bold move there by Væringjar. That was a very bold move. Mines going off there. Hitting the northern points as Væringjar's attention is focused in the centre. Angreifen uses a bit of sleight of hand to hit the northern points. Very good at work there. Very astute. Using our full going to do squad for that duty. Comet being repaired. Good lord, they even got the tea kettle, the bloody bastards. How did they even get the tea kettle? That's in a pretty armoured compartment on the tank. I hear you use special rounds for it. Really? Yeah. Good lord. The fiendishness of these Germans. Now the AC on the way, they're probably going to use another command vehicle there to boost his Comet and other troops. And we got the vehicles in the 9 hands of Angreifen, providing current fire for support weapons and whatnot. Far up north, victory point secured there by the section. He's been grabbed here. Mostly because the Germans aren't around. Hitting the southern points. Still not going for the southern victory point. It's almost like he just really does not want to go there. Like he's been told there's a haunted woods filled with goblins and other things, and he just, was told by his mother never to go to those places. And there you go, command armoured car out. Looks like some sort of big thing's about to happen here. Angreifen theoretically has the option of calling in a sector assault to basically break up such an attack. Pushing ahead here. Big section of the troops in the centre. Pushing up for the north. Mines being laid down, being spotted in the process. Comet needs to get a bit more active here, I think. Even of course he has to be careful around the Panther and all the Raketenwerfers. On the other hand, just doing nothing with the Comet is not going to matter anyways. AC there supporting. Staying within the sensible grace distance. Panther moving up. And there he goes, shoots through the house, bounces off the Panther's front line, falling a bit back here. Sniper hanging about 6, about to get murdered. Still not doing anything there though, which feels silly. Kevin for spotted, repulsed. And pushing for the northern fuel point is going for. There we go, good hit from the Comet of the Panther. Ungotten not trying to attack through, therefore back. He's taking the hit here, and there you go, pulls forward now. Takes it from the AC as well, but it doesn't penetrate. And there you go, Kevin getting shot at. No grenade here for Væringjar to pick it up, but the sniper and a few other shots to deal with like Kevin for easily. Panther falling back. He's slowly making progress and gaining the centre. He's slowly making progress. Like Kevin for wiped. Things are crumbling here for Angreifen slowly. Very slowly, but it is nonetheless crumbling here as Væringjar pulls ahead. Angreifen could consider just breaking off the defence entirely, trying to counterattack from some other angle, but nope. He caught in the sector assault. He finally gets contact with the Luftwaffe to call in some Stukas to break up this Tommy attack. First reconnaissance flight, we got a tilt called in here by Væringjar in return. Exploding around the ears of the orbital dart, and there you go. First aircraft inbound. Section wiped out though by the Luftwaffe, and there you go, bombs down. Oh goodness, almost wiped the machine gun. Landed awfully close here to the AC. I think it damaged the Comet a bit. Artillery fire continued to rain down, but Angreifen doesn't care. Forces his men forward through the fires. AC Comet there falling back. Lots of hits. Lots of hits in the comms, they just need to fall back. Oh dear, looks like another bombing run. There we go. Oh, that was less impressive. Or maybe it's making the run now. I'm not so sure. Panther moving in. Misses the comet. Panther there could get the sniper. And there we go. Got the comet. Got the comet. Leading Væringjar without armor. And another party. Will this time be a payload? Yup. Got a sapper section. Sniper AC that escapes to the wrath of the Oberkommando West. Væringjar's forces have been taking quite a beating here from Angreifen. A brutal assault with nasty casualties on both sides, but in the end Angreifen, I would say, walked out reasonably triumphant of that one. His air support, the sector assault, actually got some wipes and some kills. And just as importantly, the Comet has been completely ruined, whereas he didn't lose his Panther. I would say Væringjar probably could have executed this assault better. That was in many ways a bit of a too slow assault, giving Angreifen plenty of time to stabilize, bring up stuff. So I think Væringjar applied more pressure fast and tried to maneuver some of the strong points. He probably could have had more impact there. But in the end, that's that. Panther is in repairs. We've got air support in here from Væringjar. I'm still surprised he's doing nothing here though. Got the bowstring, Pioneer Squad's hard at work on the Panther. Double snipers out. This feels a bit more like a move of desperation here from Væringjar. He's, I think, getting obsessed with tunnel vision on the centre, and now he's just basically going to try and clear out anything in the way with the double snipers. Angreifen the mechanized regiment might plan for a King Tiger or something, or just the repair pioneers. But yeah, double snipers, I think it indicates some sort of frustration, but things just not working out. He's going to try and somehow slightly cheese his way through there with the double snipers so they can clear out a lot of support weapons. These cells of the Sturm Pioneers and the Oberstaden would be forced to retreat there. Plus, it can help you deal with the anti-tank weapons. So I'm guessing that's sort of what he's always going for trenches here. He's determined.
Anti-tank gun and crew now ready for action.
We might have to go for a Firefly though. Truck just standing about. There we go, mechanized regiment. 189 was 232, section of the trench. AC moving up to provide command. Sniping about the west side, we got the Panther moving ahead here. Going straight for the machine gun, snipers they're firing up, jamming the turret ring of the Panther there. Not really an impressive way to start the Panther, you can slow it down there, but I guess it's, you know, his way of showing defiance to the Germans. Take that, you Jerry bastards! Take what? Dented the paint job, you idiot! You knob goblin! And it was McKenna with the Panther, all of a sudden moving in, they're clearing out the crew, going here possibly with the snipers of the Panther, though we got the 6-point gun supporting. And the AC, they're making the snipers just a bit harder to kill. McKenna over the bit, the Dust Panther taking some hits here, and recruiting McKenna taking it back to the fatherland, giving Angreifen now 3 Rakettenwerfers, plus a Panzerschreck, getting a lot of anti-tank firepower there, plus on top of the Panther. 6-pounder gun is not having a fun time. There we go, Væringjar surrenders, realizing the fight is over. The 52nd Infantry Division abandons the village of Saint-Baguette to the 12th SS, reclaiming it for the fatherland in a brutal series of engagements. Overall damage wise, head there, kills wise, Væringjar actually ended up doing more damage here to Angreifen, kills there to Angreifen. It's kind of interesting to note there. Then again, some of Angreifen's attacks at times were a bit in that sense, you know, he rather took a lot of losses, but he was good at playing the rest of the map. Whereas Væringjar again was much more focused just, you know, say this part of the map. Angreifen, you know, moved down here as well. You know, he just, you know, hit much more of the map, and I think that was sort of, to an extent, gave him an advantage. He struggled a bit with map control earlier on, but the hand he was good at harassing. And again, his sort of field presence was very strong. Plus, I think the double Sturm Pioneers did him so good as well. I mean, there's a really nice bit there to see there. Plus, decent use of the Doctrine. Nice use of Oberstaden as well. The Panther, you know, really well played there by Angreifen. Væringjar, I think, also, you know, did some interesting bits there, but ultimately, he was too focused. He wasn't very good at flanking compared to, I think, with Angreifen. Just, again, too narrow-minded, too tunnel-visioned. And I think that sort of to an extent cost him the fight. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. If not, send in a replay of your own. Provide some feedback in the comment section. This is Imperial Linting. Cheers. Thank you all for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow for another sunny episode. Bye.